everybody? I am Real Talk Kim. I'm so excited that you are joining me today. We are, man, I don't know about you guys, but like life is flying. Like we're already going into a new year. It feels like it just was January, right? 2022, and here we are staring at a new year that is upon us. And so today we're going to be talking about paying attention to your feelings, right? We're going to be talking about, I went through and wrote some thoughts that I had, and I want to help you today in taking an inventory of your heart, of your soul, of your just your feelings, right? Check your temperature. That's what they say. Check your temperature. How's your feelings? How's your insides? So we're going to talk about that today. But while we're first coming into this, I want to invite you right now to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. You never know. Y'all, with so much going on in our world right now, mental health is skyrocketing, man. Like I get emails all the time from people that are struggling. People that don't look like they're struggling are struggling mentally, struggling in their spirits. We're hearing of suicide all over the place. People need hope. And so you just sharing this on your news feed could be something that somebody's been really feeling stuck in or needing a push, and your obedience just to share this and your sweetness can really help somebody today. So I want you to go right now. I want you to subscribe, right? Go share this with somebody and give me a review. Give me that could be a great Christmas present. New Year's Eve present is to give me a 5-star review. That's how people know if they want to listen to this podcast or not. And so I'm going to throw this to a break. And then when we come back, we are going to chop it up. We're going to do a quick podcast today. So stay tuned. Get your RTK journal, get your podcast journal, because you're going to want to write some of these notes down because I did some research. And I believe that this is going to give you a new perspective on things. All right, so go get your notepad. Share this with somebody, get your popcorn, and when we come back, we're going to chop it up. I love you, and I'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited you're here. Oh my gosh. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Y'all, I'm telling you something. 2023 is going to be your best year ever. I feel it. It is going to be an amazing year. I always tell my RTK Inner Circle, because y'all know I have y'all need to be in my RTK Inner Circle. It is a tribe that I have formed of just amazing people, and we're all doing life together. And so what a great way to start the new year. Right now I'm teaching on boundaries, and it's just amazing. Every Monday night we get together on a Zoom, which we will be back the first Monday night of January to start back up on our boundaries on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can go right now to my website, realtalkkim.com, and find out all you want to know about me right there, or download my Real Talk Kim Go app. Go to your Google Play Store, your Apple Store, and download the app. I send you out notifications throughout the day just to keep you encouraged. And you can get to the teachable, you can get to your devotions there for the Inner Circle. So this would be a great time right now for you to go join and get accountability, right? And then January 12th, 13th, 14th, as many of my Inner Circle that can comes to Atlanta, and I pour into you. It's just awesome. All right. So that's what you need to do. Go get in my RTK Inner Circle. Go to my app and get involved. Okay, so let's get into it. So we're going to talk today about betrayal. I don't know about y'all, but I have walked through betrayal. I don't know y'all, it feels like a betrayal. Betrayal hurts us so bad because it never comes from somebody that we expected it to come from, right? If the neighbor doesn't like you, who cares, right? Because they don't really have your heart. But when someone that you love that you thought would never walk out on you, and it happens a lot of times with a lot of people, right? It's not just one person. It's like it's somebody that you didn't know would leave you, and then all of a sudden several other people leave as well, and it hurts. So I want to talk to you today when you are feeling betrayed, someone you care about, perhaps even love, has broken the bonds of trust and done something that cuts deep in your heart. What do you do? What do you do? How can you get past this betrayal? How can you get past this and heal, right? Will you ever be able to forgive them for what they have done, right? I get emails daily from people that are like, I absolutely cannot let this go, right? Especially if it was a spouse and say they had an affair and then left, and you're just like, I just need to know what I did. What could I have done differently? What if I just knew? And a lot of times you never get to know. And so you have to make a decision that I'm going to release this. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to do it every day, because forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you, right? And so forgiveness is not an emotion. It is a choice. And so it's like every day you got to say, I'm going to forgive. I'm walking proof that you can forgive and literally live a life of having forgiveness in your heart. People that have hurt me, that I could literally sit at a table and eat with because I have let it go. And it's just over time. Yeah, it hurts. And yeah, you wish you could change things, but you got to forgive. You got to let it go. So how do you do it? Whether it was a betrayal by a family member, right? Or maybe a best friend, partner, someone else entirely. The steps you take to get over the hurt caused are the same, right? No matter what. So here's number one. How do you let go? How do you forgive? You got to name your feelings. That's right. Name them. Name your feelings. Betrayal is an act. The emotions that result from it are what we mean when we say we are feeling betrayed, right? In order to start recovering from the act, you must be more specific about the feelings, okay? It has a name. What are you feeling? So, listen, like anger. Like you're angry. You're angry at the fact that so you're naming your feelings, right? Instead of saying, I feel betrayed. No, I feel angry. I feel angry because you weren't supposed to do this to me, right? So anger, you've been hurt, and one of the most natural feelings in such situations is anger. How could they do this, right? How could they? Or they'll pay for this. They're going to pay for this, right? Then another name could be sadness, right? You might become very, very low, weepy. Even when you discovered a betrayal, it's like, man, I'm sad about this, right? A breakup that you thought y'all were going to be together forever. It takes a minute, right? So you name that feeling sadness. And this might be because you feel a sense of loss, a loss of trust, a loss of the person you thought you were. You thought they were. Yeah. So you're sad. You're sad. You're naming it. A loss of happy memories, right? What am I going to do? I used to do everything with this person now. So you're sad. Here's another one. You can name your feeling, I'm surprised. Surprise is a feeling, right? You are probably shocked to find out that this person or persons have betrayed you, and you might not have had any inkling that this is possible, right? This is surprise. Oh my gosh, like I never saw this coming, right? And then your mind goes crazy. My mom used to tell me all the time, feelings buried alive never die. Like you've got to name these feelings. You've got to name what you're feeling. You can't just say I feel betrayed. No, you got to name it. I feel surprised, man. I feel angry. I feel anger, or I feel fear. Fear. You may worry about the consequences of this betrayal, right? It might mean major upheaval in your life, and these unknowns scare you. Or what if somebody betrayed you that knows a lot about you? And you're like, oh my God, now they're going to go tell all my secrets. And yeah, see, if you don't name what you're feeling, you're going to walk around saying forever, I feel betrayed, and never get to the root, right? Or maybe you feel disgust. That's a feeling, disgust. You can't even bear to think about it. You can't bear to think about them because it makes your stomach churn. Here's another one, a feeling of insecurity. You may question yourself and doubt whether you are worthy of love and care. After all, the person who betrayed you clearly felt you weren't, right? You weren't important. I remember when I was walking through my divorce and I had the hardest time, man, like, how could you? How could you be this person, right? Then you go through I slept with you. Like we did life together. Like it literally, I had every one of these feelings at some point, right? Here's another one, shame. Maybe you feel shame. You may blame yourself, and you may feel ashamed by what has happened and how others may now see and treat you, right? Here's another feeling, loneliness. Yeah, I feel lonely. Loneliness, this is your betrayal and nobody else's. How could you possibly understand, right? So you feel lonely. Like nobody's going to understand this. Nobody's going to understand why I'm hurting like this, right? Here's another one, confusion, a feeling of confusion. You may simply not be able to comprehend what happened. None of it seems to make any sense to you. It's almost like it came out of nowhere, right? It's an important step to identify what it is you are feeling at any given time. You may feel many or all of these after a betrayal, most likely a few at a time, and swinging back and forth as you process them. For instance, surprise and confusion might be the first things you feel, which then give way to anger and disgust or sadness, fear. You may then return to surprise, shame, back and forth, kind of unstable, right? Feel a little stuck. There won't be it's not going to be clear progression from one to the other, but rather a turbulent, just stream of emotions. All right? And so you got to name, the first one was you need to name your feelings. This is after betrayal. This is how do you get over? How do you move on? Here's number 2. You got to resist retaliating. Stop trying to play tit for tat. Stop trying to get them back. They ain't even worth it. Rejection is not necessarily someone wanting out of your life, y'all. It's somebody that God needed out of your future, right? Their character couldn't keep up with your purpose, possibly. So you got to resist retaliating. With some betrayals, you may experience an overwhelming urge to retaliate, but don't. Y'all, I wanted to retaliate so many times because I am that girl. I'm going to have receipts. You hear me? I can write. I can prove. But God would never let me. You live so nobody believes it, and I will vindicate you. That's what he always told me. Just grow, Kim. Stay focused and grow. He never would let me retaliate. You may be feeling angry about what happened, and you may feel like they deserve punishment, but rarely is this ever productive. In fact, it's never productive. And you may be feeling really angry, right? If there's one way to prolong the hurt, y'all, and delay the healing process, it's by plotting and planning revenge. Yeah, you got to stop it, man. Listen to this analogy. A betrayal as a cut or gash, all right? Consider the analogy of betrayal as a cut or gash in your bodily flesh, and a scab soon forms over the wound. But there is often a desire to prod it and pick at it. It's itchy, it's sore, and you feel the need to do something about it. Yet, you know from experience that the more you touch and pick at a scab, the longer it stays and the more likely it is to leave a scar. So retaliation is a bit like picking a scab. Yeah, it'll only uncover the wound. once more and cause you further pain. I'm telling you, y'all. And the more you do it, even the more you think about it, you got to stop thinking about it. The more likely you are to carry that pain with you for the rest of your life. I'm telling you. So you got to resist the temptation to get your own back. You got to stop it. Live so nobody believes it. And he'll vindicate you, right? The feelings, they're going to fade. They're going to go away. It's going to pass, right? It's going to pass. And it's going to go quick if you get up and move forward. Yep. Here's number 3. Take time away. When you've been betrayed by someone, the best short-term solution is to avoid them as much as physically and electronically as possible. That means stop stalking them. You don't need to know what they're doing, right? Stop keeping tabs on people that are no longer in your life. That's the greatest thing. Yo, I even have people tell me, I don't know how. I don't know how to quit stalking them. I don't know how to quit. I don't. Just stop. Don't let yourself, right? That means not seeing them, not messaging them, not checking their social media every 5 minutes or ever. I know y'all love an analogy, so here's another one. Y'all ready for this? Think of those feelings we talked about above as being fueled by a fire. At first, the fire burns strong and the feelings glow white hot in flames. The most combustible fuel for that fire is contact with the one who betrayed you. Thus, in order for the fire to burn out, you must stop adding fuel to it. You must take some time away and break ties with that person. Now, if they try to contact you, and they probably will, you can just tell them in a calm manner, delivery is everything, that you need some time and space to deal with what they've done. Ask them to respect your wishes and leave you be. All right? So your emotions are going to fade, right? Just as a fire does to embers. And then you're going to be in a much better position to think clear and process the events and decide what to do next. You have to take, y'all, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you can mute people. Like, they don't even have to be in, they don't even know they're hidden. Like, if you don't want to unfriend them because you don't want to look petty, you don't have to, they don't got to know. Just snooze them, mute them. But do not, y'all, it's out of sight, out of mind, I'm telling you. All right? And then here's another one. Number 4, examine the betrayal. People do hurtful things for all sorts of reasons, and it might help for you to think about how this betrayal came about. Was it carelessness? Was it caused by weakness? Or was it a deliberate, conscious act? We all sometimes say or do something in a split second and instantly regret it, all right? So a careless act of betrayal, such as revealing personal information someone told you in confidence, right, is no doubt hurtful, but it is somewhat forgivable, okay? It can be easy when involved in a conversation to not be 100% focused on the importance of something and say something and it slip out by accident. Of course, the greater the significance of the information is less easy it is to believe that your betrayal revealed it, right? By mistake. Some secrets just don't come out naturally in conversation. The next level up from a careless betrayal is one that comes about due to someone's weakness. Some people find it incredibly difficult to control certain urges, even if they have promised you that they would, all right? Addictions are a good example of this. You may, for example, feel betrayed that a partner or family member has said they will give up drinking only to find out they've been doing it behind your back and lying about it. Other people may find it almost impossible to keep what you tell them confidential. They just have to talk to someone about it, perhaps as a means of processing their own emotions or matter, okay? It still stings when you find out, but perhaps you can have some sympathy. Then there's a deliberate, all right? There is a deliberate act, either of malice or heartless indifference. Those kind of people, you never want them back in your life, all right? See, so there's different stages. Sometimes you end a relationship off of an accident. Like, they didn't mean to do what they did. And now you've lost a great friend because they accidentally said something, right? Or someone struggling with sickness, addiction. There's all kinds of things. But when someone deliberately, deliberate, malice, heartless indifference, perhaps the office gossip overheard you talking about a particular difficult time in your life, and they proceed to tell anyone who will listen about your private matter, or maybe your partner cheats on you and a family member belittles you in front of your children about it, or a business partner reneges on a deal you had agreed. All of these acts are taken consciously with little consideration of how you might feel. Understanding which of these is most true in your case can help to overcome the negative emotions. Like, you got to stop and ask yourself, this person, like, this isn't common behavior, right? Like, I've gotten really good about that. I remember one time I had someone literally get on a live and just bash me. And I was really hurt over it. And I was like, I would never do that to someone. And at that very moment, I thought, you cannot expect you from other people, Kim. You know, and maybe they feel hurt by you, right? You know how I got through that so easy? Was I realized that just like I felt hurt from them, they could have possibly felt hurt from me. So who's to say which of us were right? So I immediately was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to sit here. Y'all know I got the 3-second rule. You got 3 seconds when you hear something to hold on to it and let it get inside you or kick it out. You got 3 seconds, because once it goes past that 3 seconds, it's in you. You got to change the thoughts that you're having and let it go. All right? Here's the next one. Examine the relationship. Someone you care about has hurt you, but just how much emotional pain are you in? It all depends on the closeness of that relationship. After a betrayal, you'll probably find yourself asking just how much that person means to you. Betrayal by a friend who you've drifted apart from and who you now see no more than once or twice a year is going to feel very different to betrayal by a spouse, a parent who is very much a part of your life. So how much you value the relationship will determine whether you choose to keep that person in your life or ditch them for good. All right? Now you have to make some choices. And I've got 2 more that I'm going to do before I end this today. But I'm about to stop for a break, and then I'll be right back. Okay? Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Y'all, this has been, what I'm giving you today has really been effective in my life, because I have literally seen myself, when I really started walking in forgiveness, I would literally lay in my bed crying whenever I walked through my divorce. And I'd be like, God, I want to forgive, but I don't know how. And y'all know my daddy's a preacher. Like, I should have been the one for sure to know how to forgive, and I didn't. And what I'm telling you today is stuff that really helped me get free. And I have to do checkups regularly, right? Because I pastor a church. I mean, I mentor an incredible RTK inner circle. I can't afford to bleed on people. And you got to remember something. The pain you feel may not be your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. Like, you've got to make a choice today to not carry this into 2023. It's not worth it. It happened. It stinks. It hurts. But you got to let it go and move forward. So just do a heart check. Here's another one that I want to give you. Reflect on things. All right, is the next one. Reflect on things. When the dust has settled a little bit and your feelings are less raw, you might benefit from a period of introspection. This is a time when you look inward and try to understand the betrayal, the aftermath, and the longer-term consequences in your life. You might want to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, immediately after you were betrayed, and consider how you might try to avoid similar situations in the future, right? Or maybe act different the next time you encounter one. And here's another one. Speak to the person who betrayed you. Sometimes this is impossible. But I remember a few months ago, my ex showed up. And the first thing I wanted to do was shut down. And I remember thinking, I have to face this to show myself that this situation doesn't have power over me anymore. And I did. I spoke to someone that betrayed me. And I was so proud of myself because I was not angry at all. I realized that I'd really forgiven. This is a big, big step, and one that requires lots of guts and determination to take. But what do you say to someone who has betrayed you, right? And when you feel ready, is it worth speaking to them and communicating how their actions made you feel then and how you still feel about it now? One crucial tip is to structure what you have to say in a way that focuses on you and not them. This way, you can avoid putting them on the defensive and keep the conversation kind, right? So to start your sentence with I, and try to stick to the facts, saying I felt shocked and angry when you, is better than saying you betrayed me. Be specific. You should have a handle on all the different emotions that you experienced if you name each one of the above that I gave you. Number one, right? You got a handle on it because we talked about it. And not only that, but be specific about what it was exactly that hurt you the most. Is it that you no longer feel able to trust them, or have their actions caused repercussions in other parts of your life? But put it all together, and you might say, as an example, I felt very ashamed, alone, and scared when you let it slip about my pregnancy to our colleagues, or when you made fun of me in front of them. It has put me in a difficult position with the boss, and I'm worried about my future, right? So you see how I just did that? Like, state what you're feeling. And if it helps you to put your thoughts and feelings into words, you might also consider writing a letter to that person. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Here's the last one. You don't have to talk to them, but a lot of times it shows you that you're free. Here's the last one. Cut ties with repeat offenders. Cut ties with repeat offenders. If these people do not change their merely words full of empty promises, it's a good time to take them from the VIP section of your life, put them up in the balcony, and tell them to watch you from a distance. You don't have to go anywhere where you feel tolerated and not celebrated, right? Cut ties with repeat offenders. I would rather cry every day for 6 months than spend 6 years with somebody that doesn't respect, honor, and celebrate me. All right? You teach people how to treat you. All right? I hope this blessed y'all today. I love you so much. Again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for being a part of my world, man. Thank you for all the support y'all have given me this year. I'm just so thrilled and thankful. If you are ever in Atlanta, I pastor right here in Fayetteville, Georgia. Yes, I do, across from Whitewater High School, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. Man, we got a great series. It's called Kiss My Boundaries, starting in January. You don't want to miss it, y'all. Even if you don't live in Atlanta, you can tune in every Sunday, 10 and 11:30 at limitlesschurch.live on our website. Remember, subscribe. Share this with somebody. Get in my RTK Inner Circle. Go download my app to your phone so I can encourage you throughout the day. It's called Real Talk Kim Go. I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you next time. I love you.